The second volcano, really? Like, that's that moment where you're like, I
too
think,
much.
you guys, I think I got this. And then it's like, what if we just start everything all over again when you have almost nothing left in the tank? Like, that would have been so horrible.
They were teasing us like they almost overcame, but
yeah. It's rough. It's rough, buddy. So Roku reaches out his hand. He's imploring. I mean, this is heartbreaking. He's imploring Sozin to help him. But does he? Let me be very clear. No, he does not. He straight up strands Roku on an island of lava. What are you going to try to say to me right now, Dante?
I want to say, yes, you are correct. But we have to, and I'm not just saying this because he's great granddad, which, it has flaws. It's flawed man, flawed family. I'm not proud of everything my family did. I'm actually very embarrassed and upset about it.
Okay.
And I'm trying to right the wrongs. However, his main first urge was to go jump on the blue dragon and help out his old homie who he has not talked to in 25 years. That major beef is going on, but he saw his old friend in need and went to go help. You saw him blasting stuff and helping to that first volcano get it down. They got it down together. The first intent was not to leave his friend hanging in the despair of poisonous gases.
Yeah, this is like that thing.
Ultimately, he did.
Please. Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
But I'm saying his first intent was not to do that. His first intent was to help out.
This is that thing where parents are like, I'm going to show you Bambi. It's a great movie. And then they pause it right before Bambi's mom gets shot. And they're like, and that's the end. Wasn't it great? Yeah. It was like a great 10-minute movie.
It ended right there.
You just want people to pause it.
Yeah,
you want people to pause it and be like, cool, I guess he helps him.
Great granddad went back and helped out Roku, and then
now we're talking about
and they
the
had a
multiverse
picnic afterwards, and they made up for lost time, and they were like, how do we let 25 years go by? I'm such an idiot. Me too. Let's hang out.
So I have a question because y'all, this is more fresh in y'all mind, the whole series, than mine.
Yeah.
Is this the exact moment we find out why the Avatar vanished? Is this like the exact moment we're seeing? Because remember in the intro, when we needed him most, he disappeared, but he didn't.
Oh, not yet. No. This is when Roku basically, and Fang, it looks like, passes away. And then it will go to the next,
which is Aang.
Aang's around for a little bit before he vanishes.
Yeah, but you're right.
So it was up to Aang. Was it Aang who vanished? Because I thought they were, because in the intro animation, it looks like Roku kind of.
Oh, I don't know. Do you
think I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Aang?
No, it is. I mean, it is Aang who disappears, but the idea of Aang being seen as the next Avatar is obviously extremely closely tied to this moment. So yes, we see little baby Aang, right? So we see this kind of transference of I'm gonna say authority, but of avatarship. And then Aang's around and getting trained as Avatar, but then he's the one who disappears for all those 100 years.
But it was for a second when Fang wrapped around Roku, I thought Fang was gonna save Roku,
so
and then when you saw Aang, I'm like, oh no,
me too.
Roku didn't get saved.
You see Aang,
Roku's not saved. And you're like, Aang,
I know.
It's a done deal.
He might be okay.
Because Aang hasn't been trained at that level. He would have had none of the power to even stop Sozin at that point because he hasn't mastered anything, right?
Baby, yeah,
he's a baby, and then so that's why they was like, we got to put you in ice because we can't have you get destroyed.
Well, he ends up when he finds out when Aang finds out he's the Avatar, he kind of runs from it.
Oh yes, yes, okay.
He's afraid
not wanting to be the Avatar. He ices himself.
I remember that. Okay,
not by his own doing.
My brain's back.
Yeah,
we connected.
All right. So you mentioned it, Dante. You mentioned it. I mean, Fang encircles Roku. It's so sweet. It's like friends till the end. And it does, and in that way, it does sort of mirror that Appa Aang moment, like this idea that you're together forever, and that Fang knows. I'm gonna get too emotional. I can't get into it, but it's very, very, very.
You'd hope your dog. You think your dog would be down for you like that?
No.
At the end?
I think a dog for sure. Cats.
My dog would be like, I'm gonna miss you so much. I think my dog would be like, I'm gonna miss you, but I thought, and I do want you to live, but I think I smell bacon about a mile away.
So Fang was like, you go down, I go down, we go down together.
Yeah.
That's how Fang rolls.
That's how Fang rolls.
I think Appa's that way too. I think Appa would be that way also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely playing the
What about Korra? What about Korra?
Yeah.
What about
Naga?
What's his name?
To the end. Naga. Her name. How dare you?
Naga to the end?
Forever. Could not be more sure. Could not be more sure. That happens. My heart breaks. The next moment, we do see that baby Aang, like we talked about, and then we're back to Sozin's testament, and he's describing how, listen, I appreciate his honesty, and there's some real regret in what he's writing. I think, maybe, no, I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah,
but I want to believe
he regretted it,
right? I mean, he's describing how he wiped out the air temples, searching for the Avatar because he knew how the cycle works.
He's straight, just admitted to genocide. In that writing, like he may not admit it to everybody. In that last testament in the secret cave, he was like, "Oh yeah, I did the genocide."
Yeah, and that's all he cares about. He's which, by the way, shades of Zuko. Like his whole life becomes about finding the Avatar, and we even see, which is amazing, this Fire Nation ship pass over the very location of Aang and Appa's bubble in the ice. So he came so close, and I love that tie-in too. The idea of like you're searching everywhere. Guess what? You couldn't have known there would be a giant bubble, No. Sorry.
He shouldn't get him. Great granddad didn't deserve to find the Avatar.
Agree. So the testament ends. Zuko can't believe it. He's like, let me flip this over. Like, where's the other side? Let me hold this up over some heat, see if I can get some magic characters to come through like I did in my scroll. Where's the rest? What is this? He heads out to the prison and confronts Iroh. I love that he just immediately goes to being angry at Iroh. Like, he's so hurt. Zuko's so wounded.
Of course.
And
he's like a petulant child. You're going to be angry at your parents for something immediately.
Runs to the prison, accuses him. Somehow you're behind this. You sent me the scroll with a hidden message. And Iroh's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you think you were going to come here and blow my mind with something? Let me go ahead and blow your mind. Because this is where we all find out together that Roku was Zuko's maternal great-grandfather.
You have more than one great-grandfather, Prince Zuko. Sozin was your father's grandfather. Your mother's grandfather was Avatar Roku.
Why are you telling me this?
Because understanding the struggle between your two great-grandfathers can help you better understand the battle within yourself.
Mind blown.
Wow. Bam.
Yeah.
That was so heavy. That's like the Darth Vader moment of like, I'm your father moment. It hit so hard. Like, what? He did it so smooth. He's like, oh, you think I'm talking about that great granddad.
Yeah, you got a whole
another great
granddad.
Yeah. Your mom's size great granddad is Roku.
And he's got the headpiece. Which, by the way, where did that come from? How long has he been carrying it? Where was it?
Where was the headpiece? How long ago does Azula know this?
You couldn't handle that information.
Does Azula know this? No one told me this.
Have you been paying attention to how you've been acting? Why would someone give you that information?
I agree. I'm gonna have to agree with that. Yeah. It's mind blowing. It's an amazing piece of information.
We need a reality show. We need a Fire Nation royalty family reality show. And we need to keep up with the Fire Nation family because these guys are nothing but drama 24/7.
It's a lot. And it's one of those moments too where there are just there's so many moments throughout the books of Avatar where you really get a sense of the confidence of the storytelling. And we talked about this at the beginning of book 3 with Mike and Brian. Like, so much of what they did in their series Bible before they really had any idea if the show was going to move forward or anything, so much of it has stayed immaculate and is like very much part of the lore. And this is one of those moments where you're like, oh, you guys knew this the whole time, didn't you? Like, we only just found out that Roku is his great-grandfather. That's awesome. They're keeping a tremendous secret from us.
What does this all mean? What does it all mean?
This is another existential crisis for Zuko, as if he didn't already have too much going on in his brain. Meanwhile, Aang now has to debrief Team Avatar, kind of explaining the point of the story. For Aang, on his side, he's like, this is about hope. You know, this is about people being able to redeem themselves and friendships that can last beyond a single lifetime. And it's beautiful. But I got to be honest with you, and you guys tell me if you agree. This is a great moment. And it's great that, you know, the episode ends on this note. But like, I would say 75% of my brain is still stuck at Roku being his maternal great-grandfather. Like, I appreciate what Aang's saying, but I'm in 100%. That space of like, yeah, but hold up, because I got a lot to process.
Because what does that mean? Because what it means also is like, Aang is your grandfather, Zuko, somewhere in a past life.
I mean, they're the same. Yeah,
Aang's your grandfather.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's a really good point.
Now?
That's a really good point. Like, you are so tied to the Avatar now in this totally profound
Zuko got a lot
way.
on his plate. Zuko got so much on his plate. You guys, they overfilled Zuko's plate. This guy is eating for days. This is too much.
He did not need to make that last trip to the buffet. He did not need to. He should have stayed at the table.
Oh yeah.
And his great granddad on his dad's side is a jerk, and the other great granddad is the Avatar.
It's a lot.
And I'm searching for the Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This guy, I mean, Zuko got too much going on in his head right now. He needs to write a rap. He needs to write a rap album, do some Drake album, and just come out with all his feelings.
And he just got back from vacation.
Their fates are intertwined.
A lot of just really great stuff that is, you know, part of sort of entirety of the world building of Avatar, the way things connect to each other, knowing that now we have, you know, this relationship to Gyatso that existed before Aang's time, and just seeing the Northern Water Tribe city that's like still being built, and maybe it didn't need that big wall before Sozin decided that he wanted to just like take over everything, right? Which is such a great ways of showing you, again, that like effect that Sozin has on the entirety of the world and how the world relates to each other. It's just so good and sad also at the same time. It's incredibly sad.
And seeing Sozin, the way his mind's thinking of why he went, like why does someone start a 100-year war? Like, why would you do that? And to get some backstory of the way he was thinking, right or wrong, obviously wrong, but to get that, you're like, oh, this is where his head's at. This is where he's going. And, you know, because like, think about it. He's like, probably drunk on the power, but he has a great stroke of luck. Like, oh my God, me and my best friend, like, I'm the Fire Lord, and then my best friend just happens to be the Avatar. We're like the two most powerful people in the world. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
You can see how people doing that. You can see how people oligarchies work. That's how oligarchies work.
Yeah. And it also adds this whole new level to one of my favorite moments. I've made no secret about it. One of my favorite moments in the Blue Spirit, when Aang's like, would we have been friends? Now you have this whole other level of the Avatar and the Fire Lord or the Fire Prince being friends. And, you know, it's like, did Aang
past life, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Like, did Aang thinks he's thinking about his friend, but Kuzan, right? But like, is he? Because if his past life is
he could be thinking of his friend Sozin.
Yeah, on this deep level, like, oh, it's so good. I just got a little bit of chills.
Or maybe he's thinking his grandson. Would we be friends, or would you be my grandson? Great grandson.
Bless.
Son, he's just trying to son me.
Yeah.
Give him a fireball in the back of his head.
Exactly. Bend your ear for ad-free episodes with Avatar Braving the Elements Premium.
Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts.